Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play West of Loathing. In the previous episode, we acquired the Chrono Key, and at long last, with the help of said key, started upgrading Dirtwater's financial district, or commercial district actually, to its fullest potential. Because with the Chrono Key, we managed to rescue Alexandria from the imminent bombardment. We also acquired several powerful items. And with this, we are going to be finishing off the last of the side quests, such as, let's see, the ritual in the Daveyard, finally delivering Roy Bean's letter, which I keep forgetting, and, the last of the El Vibrato quests. Because, unless I forgot to purchase the glass sphere, which I hope I did. Let's see, according to the Gross Skull, you need human ashes, some stardust, and a glass sphere if you want to do this ritual. As dictated by the scroll, you spread the ashes in a human shape in the circle, and add the stardust and glass sphere while intoning the ritual chant. Dance, magic, dance. Put on your red shoes and jump, magic, jump. Ashes to ashes, funky to funky. Shake it up, move it up, move it up. Changes. The universe suddenly shudders ecstatically around you as the ashes writhe and transform into the glamour skeleton you've ever seen. Whoa, this is the coolest skeleton you've ever seen. Let's attack it. Yeah, skeleton of Dave B, otherwise known as David Bowie. Let's see, those other things you've been calling knives, those aren't knives. This is a knife. Yeah, it's pretty much entirely meant to be a complete and utter joke. But, whatever. Now, let's finally deliver this letter to Roy Bean, and then finish off the El Vibrato quest, along with finding the, gift that guy had for his daughter. I found this letter addressed to you. Letter? You hand over the letter. He opens it, reads it, snorts derisively, and tosses it into the fireplace behind him. Thanks anyway. Howdy, Talia. Thanks again for helping me get back all my jelly beans. Don't mention it. Yep, I have no idea what's up with the letter. I don't know if you're allowed to open it. Now, let's check out the moonshine, still real quick. Twig snaps in the woods behind you. You catch a moving shadow of the corner of your eye, but nothing is there. You have an uncanny feeling that you're being followed. Look, I'm on my way somewhere. Can we just cut to the chase? A huge skeleton, much taller than any human, and with structure and posture somewhere in between a human and a gorilla, smashes out of the undergrowth and charges at you. Grrrr. Good, thanks. Oh no, look behind you. Paparazzi. Tabloid photographers, paranormal investigators, cryptozoologists. Aye! The Bigfoot skeleton turns and scampers back into the woods. Guess he's a bit shy. Let's see, jar of moonshine under the spout. We got a jar of moonshine. We need some moon bits to take care of this, but what's this thing? Well, it looks like a whiskey still, except weirder, and there's some extra bits I don't recognize. Big surprise that you turn out to be an expert on stills. Hey now, I am a doctor. Remember? I know a thing or two about chemistry, and a still is basically the second simplest application of chemistry equipment there is, after a coffee pot. Let me just check in with her on side quests. Let me see those fancy eyes of yours. Yeah, that looks much better. Feel ready to chase down Emperor What's-His-Face? See, Alice reminds you that you found another strange El Vibrato thingamajig. See, promised guy an Alamo rent-a-mule. Yeah, I should probably get that back to the professor. Hold on, we'll be right back. Okay, surprisingly, there was nothing happening. Whatever. Show him the whining object. Wow, that is annoying, isn't it? I hope it goes away when I fix it. What is it? Aha! Well, unless I miss my guess, you'll find this very handy. How's that? Well, I believe it's for manufacturing a variety of fighting tools, and presumably they're helpful ones. Otherwise, why bother, right? Well, I'm not going to bother. Basically a thing that allows you to summon various vibrato objects to help. But I don't really need them. I also just remembered that I have one extra space in my liver. I'll meet you guys at Deepest Delve while I take care of that. Okay, we're here at Deepest Delve Mine, took care of getting that pure snake spirits. I also went to the buffalo pile to take care of something else. Now, remember how I said that the literacy dogs were the third best food-based item to increase your stats? Well, that's because the second is a glass of lemonade and a beaker of fudge. Now, you can only make one of them because the chemical reaction causes it to fuse the lemonade tap shut, but for the lemonade, just take a beaker, fill it with lemonade 3 times. For the beaker of fudge, fill it with milk twice and then lemonade. It will boost your muscle, mysticality, and moxie by 23. But like I said, you can only do it once. And because we're pretty much going to be finishing it up this episode, I'm going to eat it. You dump the entire beaker of fudge in your mouth and revel in it. Ah, fudge. Now then, you remember how I said the cultist leader's mask would be very useful? Well, this is why. We're going to need this if we want to avoid a ton of fights. Well, that and a high hornswoggling skill. Is there anything over this way? I don't remember this. Oh boy, a toolbox. Gas cap? It's like a cap of bottles for a pill, but smells like kerosene. It's probably the cap for a bottle of kerosene-soaked pills. That makes sense. Does it? An impassable cave-in. Don't even try to pass it, because you can't. Okay, I don't remember that. I wouldn't even know where to put it. Oh well. Back to what we were really here for. Let's see. This tube is important because it leads up to the coal smasher, which will help us get something else. Let's see. Right? Now you need percussive maintenance to get this one going. Bing, bam, boom, you hit the elevator in all the right places. It starts up like it's surprised. Let's head down to level 2. Just go one at a time. Shouldn't be too difficult. Let's see, head to the left, because we're going to want to explore every bit of this place. Nasty trash and hundreds of empty sarsaparilla bottles. Nothing of interest. I know they're around here somewhere. Ah, here they are. Cultists are really going to town with whisperings and tracings of spirals in the air and generally being really creepy cult weirdos. Second. I had to turn my fan back on. As you approach, one of them notices your square mask and gasps. Okay, hold up. Okay, that music got way too loud. Let's see. A chosen one. A chosen one. The others echo in whispers. Yep, that's me alright. Move aside, please. I need to get to whatever's at the other end of this room. We must not move. We are tracing the spiral. Tracing the spiral? Don't you know what day it is? Thursday? And on Thursdays we... Oh, spaghetti night! That's right. Off you go, all of you. It's called to scamper away excitedly. Yeah, we're gonna need this. It's a big cross made of El Vibrato stuff. Its precise lines and corners stand in marked contrast to the altar, which makes your eyes spin involuntarily when you look at it. Let's see. No, it's not here. Down to floor 3, I guess. Now, those aren't going to be the last guys we encounter. Ooh, toilet. Flush. And flush. There are a bunch of cultists here, whispering to themselves and tracing spirals in the air. 6 of them, to be exact. You start to push past the cultists. Hey, don't... Oh, a chosen one. This is a great honor. Yeah, thanks. Blessings of the Master and spirals and stuff be upon you or whatever. Scram, please. But this is the hour of prayer. We can't leave for any reason. Can't leave for any reason, eh? You cup your hands to your mouth and yell, "Hey everybody, there's a guy upstairs with a tattoo gun and he's offering free creepy spiral tattoos. Oh man, rad. I'm gonna get one right around my belly button." Let's see, shaft, cave in. Let's see, nope. I know that it's supposed to be around here somewhere. Ah, here it is. This thing's really heavy. Keep pushing. Nope. I think it's in perfect precision. Oh, here's the bracelet. This bracelet is way too small for you to wear, even if it wasn't also way too colorful for you to wear in public. Alright, I pushed it all the way over there. I can grab it on the way out. Let's head down to level 4. And just to be sure, head to the left. Ah, yeah, this is one of those things I told you about. Not too interesting. I can make better than the El Vibrato grenade with my, with the time squeezer and some dynamite. There's a whole group of cultists here, muttering and doing creepy Tai Chi. Alright guys, break it up, move along. A square mask. A chosen one. That's right, and I've got things under control here, so you can all go find something else to do. But this ritual requires at least 8 people. It requires 8 of you guys. No offense, you guys are doing a great job, but I was chosen by the Master himself. I've done rituals that would take like 14 of you. Gosh. Go on, clear out, go grab a sandwich or something. I've got this. Well, okay. Need a lot of muscle for this, and a keystone, which we've got plenty of. Here we are. Control. West Roberto containment power online. East Roberto containment power online. Let's place the cross that seems to belong here. It snaps into place of its own accord. Let's just make sure nothing else around here. Good. Terminal screen reads, West Roberto containment power online. East Roberto containment power online. Positronic resonator detected. Initialize Roberto containment system. Whoa, whatever that was, it felt pretty important. This definitely wasn't here before. The crown-shaped El Vibrato helmet was bestowed on you for a very noteworthy achievement that you don't precisely understand. And it is the very helmet, or hat, that I am going to be wearing for the rest of the game. Because it's awesome. Now, we're not quite ready to leave yet, because we still got that super dense coal that we need to grab. Really hope I got it in the right position. Looked like it was. After that, it's just dropping off the bracelet, taking care of said coal, and then we can go after the button labeled Smash. The machine works its magic and compresses the massive lump of coal into a much smaller lump of coal. Sweet. Now, we can take this to the jeweler, but I'd much rather take it elsewhere first. Let's see, where was the... Ah, right, Curious Falls Mountain. Let's see. A tree next to you explodes in a shower of splinters. You turn your head slightly to regard the stump with a hatchet sticking out of it. Then turn the other way to regard the large bear that threw it at you. On second glance, you see that he isn't a bear at all, but a big muscular man with a giant beard and bearskin pants. Howdy. If you think you're gonna take me alive, you got another think coming, girl. What I was thinking was more like, what should I do for lunch? And, oh, that's a nice treat. I know you're one of them bandit hunters. You ain't gonna catch me hibernating. Bandit hunters? No, you got me all wrong, friend. I'm a bandit fashion consultant. Fashion consultant? That's right, and I gotta tell you, you have the look, that's the local look down pat. Giant beard and furry pants, big hairy arms. Why, I almost took you for a literal bear. What's your secret? Well, I kill bears and wear their skins, and I don't shave. Marvelous. Don't change a thing. Now, I usually charge for these sort of consultations. Hey, no need to growl. I'm happy to waive my fee in your case. Just keep doing what you're doing. You be you. Okay. You wave cheerfully at the somewhat nonplussed man and ride away. Alright, head inside. Get through the portal, and then we can use the time squeezer to turn this lump of super dense coal into a massive diamond. You're very proud of this diamond. You've been with it ever since it was a giant lump of coal. Alright, back to the Alamo, rent a mule to drop it off. Ice ungler. Weird. Oh, pretty. How's it going? Oh, pretty typical, by which I mean horrible. My shins are acting up and my eyebrows are on the fritz, and you wouldn't believe the amount of paperwork I've got to do. But, of course, the pencil sharpener is broken, so I have to sharpen my pencil with a nail file. And a scorpion got in my coffee and drank half of it. Did you find my daughter's bracelet yet? Yeah, I found it. Wow, thanks a bundle. It's a real tragedy that there are so few selfless and kind-hearted people like you in the world. Willing to do a hugely dangerous favor for a total stranger without any expectation of a reward. Yeah, sure. Alright, last stop before Frisco, the jeweler's cabin. Have a look. Massive diamond. Master Gerald takes your massive diamond, cuts and polishes it, and sets it in a fine ring for you. 7 muscle, mysticality, and moxie. Right, because we need any more of that. Of course, I'm going to do it anyways. I believe you get a massive armor boost or something with the coal, but I'm not 100% sure on that. Anyways, back to Frisco to take down... Wait, there's one thing I completely forgot. Birthing breaches. Delivering children is pretty touch and go these days, and doctors often find themselves in need of pants that can soak up a lot of fluid. Gross. That's all I gotta say, gross. Before I forget, there's one last portal for us to get. Key-shaped El Vibrato. Let's see. Though you see a busy city street, metal vehicles you can't identify move past at unimaginable speeds through the window. Though the window is thankfully far from the road they travel. Every 15 seconds or so, a strange metal and glass rectangle about 6 inches by 3 inches falls past the view of the window, and you hear a man's voice shouting, "Crap!" Grab the rectangle the next time it falls. You snatch the rectangle, and the view through the window is replaced with static. Well, I am going to need to replace the large plush cat soon. Why not? God, you can get super overpowered with Snake Oiler's Potionology. Alright, let's get some shooting at it going. Well, managed to get 3 of them. And I've done a lot better than I have against the Frisco Vipers of the past. Which means I can power up even further. Alright, this is it. The final stretch. Let's follow these tracks. You jump onto Tim's back and ride like the wind, following the railroad tracks back into the desert. When you finally catch up, you stand up on Tim's saddle and leap onto the back of the train like a real badass, just barely catching the edge of the roof and pulling yourself up. Here's hoping you don't have to do that again. Your stuntman could have been killed. Looks like Alice decided not to join you on account of not having a stuntman, so you're on your own until you get back to Frisco. Well, not completely. We do have Buffalo Bill with us on this. I stole this train fair and square, and I'm not giving it back. Well, I'm not feeling either fair or square. Oh god, Buffalo Bill took him out down to one health, or half his health in one shot. This almost doesn't feel fair. Well, you've kicked this whole Norton problem down the road a ways. I mean, down the train a ways. I mean, he ran a ways further down the roof of the train. Oh god, somebody's built a rickety-ass bridge between these train cars. Oh, good. This is not very safe, and this is very safe and not panic-inducing at all. Ladder down, huh? Let's see what's further ahead. Nothing. These guys are so preoccupied with the door to the rear of the car that they don't notice you prowling around behind them. The one in the back has a shiny key attached to his belt, and it must be the key to the dining car. Dining car because it has dining car stamped into it in letters big enough to read from here. Ambush them. Besides, we can't let a bunch of bandits stay on this train. You grab the key to the dining car from the leader's belt. Now let's see, under here, let's see, you never wanted anything more in your life than you want to lift up this dome and see what's under it. But you're not so sure you can muster the amount of culinary expertise it requires to properly reveal a dish of such presumed quality. Et voila! Oh, it's just a cream pie. Shaving cream? What kind of lunatics are running the food service on this train? I don't know. There's Norton. You've got a clear shot at him from here if you want to throw that pie at him. If you didn't get the pie, then you have to fight him again. Curses. Now, you can climb down here, and there's this whole mystery thing where you gotta find out who a murderer is, or you could just keep going up top and fight him. Why is this guy hanging out on top of a moving train with a knife? This is just not even fair. You rifle through his pockets. They're empty except for his luggage tag. Turns out his tag is number 3. Yeah, it's supposed to be this whole murder mystery thing. Let's see. Note says, I've hidden the key to the forward passenger car in my luggage to make it easier for me to murder everyone in the sleeper car. Sincerely, the train murderer. P.S. Come to the roof of the sleeper car in the next 55 minutes if you want a murdering. Crazy. You open the door to the first passenger compartment. The sole occupant is a little boy about 10 years old, wearing a blue shirt and knickerbockers. Oh, hello, ma'am. Is something wrong? Nothing you need to worry about, kid. I'm on the trail of, the bad guy. Do you mean a murderer, ma'am? I'm pretty sure there's one on this train. They don't call me the world's greatest detective for nothing. What's your name, kid? I probably shouldn't say ma'am. There might be a copyright thing. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I can handle this. Just let me ask you one other question, and then you should lock your door after I'm gone. I understand, ma'am. What would you like to know? Are you on the roof of the train? Excuse me? The murderer left a note saying he's on the roof of the train, are you? No, ma'am. I'm in my passenger compartment. Right, good. That'll be all. Let's see. I actually didn't see these go through these conversations the first time. You open the door to the second passenger compartment and look inside. There's a portly man in a dapper gray suit with a tiny meticulous waxed mustache. And not, I'd like to clarify, an enormous bushy one. Excusez-moi, is there some way I may be of assistance, madame? Sorry to bother you, but there's a murderer on the loose, and I'm checking the passenger compartments. Sacre bleu. This is very serious, mon ami. Allow me to proffer you the use of my little gray cells. I don't know what that means, but no thank you. Let me just ask you one question. Why, certainly, I am at your service. Are you on the roof of the train? The roof of the train, madame? Right now? That's right. No. I am here in conversation with you. Good, that's all. The only passenger in this compartment is a middle-aged woman who is writing something in a notebook. She looks up at you as you enter and greets you with a friendly northeastern accent. Why, hello, is there something you need, dear? Sorry to bother you, ma'am, and I don't want to alarm you, but there's a murderer on board the train and I'm investigating. A murderer on a train? My goodness. Yeah, that would be a wonderful premise for my next novel. Sure, why not? Anyway, I just need to ask you one question. Go right ahead, dear. According to my evidence, the murderer is on the roof of the train. Are you on the roof of the train? No. No, dear. Alright, thanks for your time. Would you like a meat pie? They're homemade. No thanks. Just have a look at this playing card before you go. Goodbye. You open the door to the third passenger compartment and find nobody inside. Since the note from the murderer said he was going to be on the roof of the train, that means he couldn't be in his passenger compartment. And since there's no one inside this passenger compartment, whoever the compartment belongs to can only, by process of elimination, be on the roof. Which means the person who rented this compartment must be the murderer. Probably. The only clue you find here is a luggage ticket, though it has the number 3 on it. You find bag number 3 and it has the key to the forward passenger car inside. That's very strong corroborating evidence for your theory of who the murderer is. Yeah, the dead guy we killed. You finally make it to the passenger car, one car back from the locomotive, which may be confusing if you thought locomotive meant the entire train. So I could just say the engine, except that also refers to the engine itself. That is, the actual steam engine that makes the train go, and not just the frontmost car of the train. Anyway, you're in the passenger car. Suddenly, Norton clambers in the window. He must have dramatically clung to the side of the train in order to reveal at the last minute that he hadn't actually been defeated. Dang it. He runs into the frontmost car of the train and locks the door. What a jerk. Maybe you could get some of the passengers to help break the door down and arrest him. Or maybe you just kick the door down and shoot him until he can't bother anybody anymore. Yep, we need a lot of stuff to get through this. This guy's easy, we just need a lot of mysticality. Excuse me, can I help you with something? Sorry, I'm busy, asked my wife. Or my daughter. God knows she could do with something to keep her occupied. What are you working on? It's quite academic, I'm sure you would understand. Try me. If you must know, I'm a scholar of foreign antiquities. I'm attempting to resolve this ancient conundrum from the Far East. It shows you a sheet of paper covered with little boxes, some of which have numbers in them. You mean a Sudoku? That's a Sudoku. My little brother thinks they're for babies. What? Look, this box can't be a 3 or a 7 because you've got those there and there, so it has to be a 4, which means it's 5 here and 9 here. And if that's a 9, this can't be then this can't be, so it's a 7 and this one's a 2. You quickly fill in the rest of the puzzle. Well, damn it. What's the fun? What fun is it if you just solve it for me? Sorry. Will you help me break down the door to the engine and arrest the Emperor? Well, I guess I've got nothing better to do now. Cool. This guy, you need percussive maintenance. Hey, buddy. You okay? It's all a lie. We're never gonna get to Frisco. Frisco probably doesn't even exist. They've been testing to see how long we can survive on complimentary peanuts and bottled water, and now they're driving us out into the desert to some kind of government camp. They're gonna use our organs to fuel alien flying machines. Whap, whap, whap. What? Oh, sorry. Guess I lost it there for a second there. Feel better? He rubs his jaw. Well, yes and no. Listen, we're gonna get to Frisco, but first we gotta bust into the locomotive up front and arrest a crazy guy. I need some volunteers. Okay, I'm in. If I have to sit here doing nothing for much longer, I'll probably flip out again. Cool. Now, if you have no skills, or haven't done certain things, then this guy's the only one you can get. And you need at least 3 people to take down Norton. And we're gonna get all of them. The overweight man in a 3-piece suit and bowler hat is probably a banker or something. His eyes are closed and his posture is relaxed, but the clench of his jaw betrays his aggravation. Hi, excuse me. Humph? Yes, what is it? A crazy jerk calling himself Emperor Norton has hijacked the train and I need volunteers to help me bust down the door and arrest him. I see. And will you help me? Dang it, Siri. No. I'd really rather not. That sounds quite strenuous. Perhaps even dangerous. Come on, please? No, I don't think so. I'm quite comfortable here, and I prefer to avoid stress. Pretty please? Again, no. I'm supposed to avoid things that might raise my blood pressure. Pretty please with sugar on top? Sugar is one of those things. Pretty please with gravy on top? Gravy is another. Look, please just leave me alone. Please, 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 please. No. No. Stop that. I said no. Stop asking. You're really getting on my nerves. Please, please, please. I'll stop asking if you say yes. No, damn it. Please, 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 please. All right. God. Fine. I'll help. Just leave me alone. Thanks. The woman is focusing on her knitting and ignoring the general commotion. She must have been knitting the whole trip because the scarf she made could accommodate a whole marching band. Excuse me, ma'am. Whatever it is, I want no part of it. I keep myself to myself and have no desire to get involved. Thank you very much. Come on, this is important. A crazy guy stole the train and I need help arresting him, or you'll never get to Frisco. I'm sure everything will sort itself out in the end, and in the meantime, I have plenty of wool. Lady, I don't think you understand the seriousness of this situation. If Norton gets away with this, his power in Frisco will be limitless. The city council won't be able to block his horrible new tax increases. Tax increases? For instance, well, for a start, he's demanding a 4,000% price hike on yarn. That villain! We must subdue him immediately. Cool, I'll shout when I'm ready for you. The man is too busy ignoring his daughter to not ignore you. The little girl is peering out the window of the train, clearly bored out of her mind. Hi there. Busy? No. All my toys and friends are in our luggage, and it's boring, and I hate it. You want to help me out with something really important? Huh? Like what? Well, a bad guy took over the engine car, and I need some people to help me break down the door and arrest him. What? Lady, I'm just a little girl. Hey now, that's not a good attitude. Don't ever let anyone tell you that you can't do anything just because you're a girl. But... okay, yeah, we'll bust that crook's face in. Wow, that's the spirit. But you gotta pay me in advance. Jeez, you're learning a little too fast. Alright, what do you want? I like stuffed animals. A big stuffed kitty? Wow, she's great. She takes the cat and gives it a big hug. Okay, lady, say the word and we'll show that jerk what for. Awesome. This last lady, you need to have released Russell at the beginning of the game in order to get her help. This lady is flipping through a book titled Birds of the Western Territory. Since most of the place is a desert, it isn't a very long book. Excuse me, ma'am. Yes? The crazed psycho has taken over the train's engine car, and I need volunteers to help break down the door and arrest him. Oh my, I certainly couldn't be of any help with that. I'm very conflict averse. What if I told you he hates birds and is and is determined to... 1 second. Ugh. And is determined to outlaw them from the territory after he seizes power. That's very sly, but I know you're only saying that because you saw the book I was reading. Yeah, you got me there. Any other ideas to convince me? Suddenly you hear a tapping at the passenger car window. What the... Russell? You open the door and your pet crow Russell flaps in and perches on your shoulder. Hey buddy, good to see you. Caw! Oh my gosh. What a beautiful crow. And he knows you? Oh sure, me and Russell go way back, right buddy? Caw! I rescued him from a cat when he was only just out of the nest and raised him as a pet. I set him free when I left home recently. But what is he doing here? Has he been following you since then? No, he probably just happened to be flying by and spotted me on the roof of the train and recognized me. Crows are crazy smart like that. That's amazing. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have an avian friend like that. Well, I'm still going to be doing a lot of traveling after this. No, you aren't. I figure, so I can't really drag Russell along with me. But I bet Russell wouldn't mind being pals with a nice lady in Frisco who helped save the train. What do you think, Russ? Russell caws again and flaps over to perch next to the lady. He lightly pecks at her shoulder in a friendly manner. Caw! My goodness, how could I refuse? It's a pleasure to meet you, Russell. My name's Annabelle. Awesome. I'll let you know when we're ready, which is right now. It's the door to the locomotive. Confront Norton. Open up, Norton. No. All right then, I'm coming in. Oh yeah? You and what army, lady? Me and this army. You and the passengers break down the door very impressively. Though it would have been better if you had some torches and those old-fashioned rakes. You mean pitchforks? Norton has backed up into the corner of the engineer's compartment next to the engineer, who looks over his shoulder at you and shrugs. So-called Emperor Norton, you're under arrest for the crime of being a total ass. That's not illegal. It is when I'm in town. Everybody grab him. Except you, Mr. Engineer. I can see you're busy driving the train. Right. Actually, if you could turn around and head back to Frisco at the next station, that'd be great. No problem. Ow! Let go! This isn't over! You haven't heard the last of me. Tell it to the judge, Norton. The prison judge. We made it. We got all the way west. Sure did. Looks like we're in the home stretch now. Home stretch? Heck, there's always one last quest. You know that. Alright. You did it. Thanks, boss. No problem. We got the track laid right up to the station now. The first ever cross-territory railroad, thanks to the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company, and principally you. You did a real good job, Talia Hunt. Ah, shucks, don't mention it. Yep, this is it. This was a one-way train, so there's no sense in going there right now. Looks like somebody on the train got a job as the projectionist. Would you like to watch this movie? It's free because movies have only recently been invented and nobody's figured out that they can charge for them yet. Note, doing this will not change anything about the world or your character. When the cutscene is over, you'll still be right here and you can keep playing if you want. Yeah, if you haven't finished all the major stuff, you can still watch this, go out, take care of that, and it'll actually change the ending. But we've done everything we can, and yeah, I know there's a goblin in Fort Cowardice that we could convince, but I've seen the ending with that. I just want to see how it is without. Some folks say endings don't matter. But other folks, they like to know how things turn out. The consequences of their actions, like. With the trains running again, Frisco thrived. People came from all over to seek their fortunes. But thanks to you, they didn't have to do it while on fire because some cow attacked their wagon. With the railroad completed and Norton ousted, Smee found himself out of a job, but in an opportunity. After being elected mayor, he managed the growth and infrastructure of Frisco with compassion and pragmatism. In 1944, Frisco was named Most Reasonable City by the Tuesday Evening Post. Hey look, there's the crazy guy. And there's Smee. Dissatisfied with the thought of returning to her old life in Boring Springs, Doc Alice opened a free clinic in Frisco and lived out the rest of her days as a practicing doctor. Frisco's loose moral atmosphere and the opening of a mercury mine a ways down the peninsula meant she stayed too busy to worry much, most days. The clinic was so important to Frisco's eventual counterculture movement that a popular song was written about it. The refrain was, "You can get rid of anything you want at Alice's clinic." And we just got the What's Up Doc achievement. You might want to get rid of the free with how much business you're getting. After she finished getting the bakery boys up and running, Louise moved to Frisco and opened her own shop specializing in artisanal breads and pies. Yeah, if you actually talk to the goblin, she actually ends up selling pies because somebody keeps breaking in to destroy them. Thanks to your assistance, Hobart Buppert got the photography bug, or should we say the photography owl. Anyway, he opened an art gallery so the citizens of Frisco would never again have to suffer from the inability to see pictures of owl skeletons whenever they wanted. Kurtz left the fort and set up shop in Frisco. His fitness group skyrocketed in popularity. The growth was entirely due to word of mouth because the first rule of Kurt's Fit is that you cannot stop talking about Kurt's Fit. Good for him. The cultists you rescued eventually joined a different cult, but the new one is quite a bit safer than the old one since it's mostly about annoying people on the streets instead of unearthing ancient evil destructors. Not the best choice of shape for your new hats. But whatever. With your help, the professor gained enough knowledge about El Vibrato technology to start building his own. He opened a very successful consumer technology store in Frisco, and for decades people spent all their time staring at little computers in their hands instead of talking to one another. I mean, to be fair, technology today is used for communication. The performers you sent to Dirtwater formed the greatest band in the history of music, the perfect union of percussion, strings, and technology. They immediately secured their place in the cultural history of Loathing. Their songs were innovative, their stage presence was spectacular, and the liner notes on their albums were extremely clever and interesting. They called themselves the Aristocrats. That's right, we never went back and took a look at them in the actual saloon. Oh well. Buffalo 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 Bill retired from the killin' trade and made a killing opening up a restaurant in Frisco. Buffalo 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 Wild 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 Wings. Good for him. You solved all of Redwood's problems. With the increase in morale and civic resources, they were able to clear the weeds from the road and fix the well and the broken hitching post. There was even enough left over to give the mayor's office a new coat of paint, refresh the facade on the buttery biscuit, and add a second story to the bunkhouse. They even managed to get that horse into rehab. Well, good for them. It's nice to see it working out. Where's that horse? I know. There he is. Olive Garden and Cactus Bill lived happily ever after. They even had a few young'uns. I don't even want to know how that works. Chuck continued to run his blood and breakfast without incident, accident, scandal, or allegation for many years. Good. You won 4 of the reenactment scenarios at Fort Memoriam. They still talk about you. Remember when that Talia gal came through here? Yeah, she was really, really good at this game. Do we have any more root beer? With your help, Roy Bean's Jelly Bean Museum became the talk of the town. Well, first they had to build a town nearby, but once they did, hoo-wee! Man, that guy up front is really excited. Dirtwater became a relatively speaking, a thriving metropolis. Thanks to your efforts as a commerce ambassador and all-around helpful stranger, the once sleepy town became a shining oasis in a barren land. Every man, woman, and child in the town knew your name. They even put up a little plaque with your name on it in your old room at the Jewel. Nice. Those two guys are still fighting. Oh, by the way, the guy with the beard, you can give him laudanum and he'll tell you stories. As for you, well, after your adventure, you settled in Frisco and bought a very long, very narrow house. You filled it with souvenirs of your exploits and started an antique hat rack collection. When you left home, you told Rufus you wanted to help people. Over the course of your adventure, you helped 80 people. You weren't whistling Dixie when you declared your intentions. If you had been Catholic, they definitely would have sainted you if you had asked. But you wouldn't have asked because you wouldn't want to be any trouble. Yeah, and basically all the hats you've collected will be shown here. Any empty hat racks are places where there are hats you didn't collect. And chances are there are going to be several missing. Let's see, potionology, gun cabinet, pile of, I'm guessing, grain of some sort. All the mirrors, books, ooh, bunch of bones, probably from the buffalo pile. In 1906, all of the remaining cows in the west were simultaneously activated by some kind of signal from hell. They thundered east, forming a gigantic single-minded herd. Fortunately, since you somehow managed to trap Duke Bovicus on this side of the ground and cleanse yourself of the bovine blood taint, the army of cows had nobody to lead them. They thundered east in a chaotic mess. The disorganized herd never even made it to a human settlement. Thanks to your cleverness, the world is not destroyed 420 years later. On the contrary, it remains undestroyed for millennia. Future generations don't know that they should thank you, but they definitely should. That was the whole Roberto and El Vibrato quest. Thank you for playing. Yep, that's it of West of Loathing. We've come to an end of our tales in the West. And you know what? Seeing as how we've spent so much time in the past, how about next time we take a look into a more futuristic setting? So with that, guys, we've come to an end of the series. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like, subscribe for future content, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching. The end. Oh, and check out Kingdom of Loathing. It's completely free.